There are those of you who don't understand the power of your why. And what I need you to do for me is that when you make your moves on a daily basis, I don't need you to make them with you on your brain. Because if you're thinking about you, you might quit. Or if you're thinking about you, you might give me 80%, right? If you're thinking about you, like for real, you on you selfish. Like for real, some of y'all, you go to work and you like, I don't feel like going to work. And the reason why you don't feel like going to work is you on you. We didn't blow up because of what we do. We blow up because of the passion in which we do what we do. You're not going to get people to do it the way we do it that's getting paid. We're not getting paid no money. You got Secret to Success video, the guru went viral. You got What's Your Why that went viral. You got the St. Louis boy that went viral. Are you hearing me? Greatness is upon you that went, come on. It's for free. So you're going to work with an attitude and you don't get it. You're so selfish that you can go with an attitude because you're not thinking about the people behind you. The reason why you saying no to stuff, the reason why you pushing the snooze button, the reason why you still going to work tripping, the reason why you ain't blow up is because you still on 70%, you still on 60%. You want to know why the world's passing you up? Because whatever you do for a living, you barely doing it. You coming and you don't want to be there. You're not bringing the fire. You're not bringing the passion. You're not bringing the heat. And the reason why you're not bringing it is because you're thinking about you. And that's your problem. You have not blown up because you're so self-centered. It's always about you. You're so conceited. You're so arrogant. Your whole life is about you. And that's why you haven't gone nowhere. But when you learn to think about somebody else, how what you do affects, how your sleeping in the bed affects somebody else's life. How you hitting the snooze button is affecting somebody else's life. How you being lazy. She got to walk past you to go to work. You still on that? Your mama got to get up and go to work to provide for you. My mama worked for me. I created a job so when my mom finished working, when she retired from where she didn't want to be, she can now do what she liked to do and get paid for it. Come on, come on, come on. I need you to finish this year up strong so I can get the real you in 2017. We tired of this. We tired of this 60% you. We tired of this crying you, this complaining you. We tired of this version. Greatness is in you. You are here. You have been blessed by the Creator to be on the earth. You here. Leave your doggone mark. You here. He blessed you to be here. Do something. I wake up every single day. I say, God, everybody begging you for something. What you want? Everybody praying, asking you for stuff. What do you want? Where do you want me to go, God? Who do you want me to talk to? Who do you want me to change? Who do you want me to touch? Everybody praying for cars and stuff. What do you want? How can I please you today? Then you get off of you and get you a why. Brian, you've been knowing me. How long have you been knowing me, B? 2000. Because some people think I just started. Because people be like, ET, you blowing up. ET, you blowing up. E, B, how long you been knowing I've been doing this? It wasn't the 2000s. Probably wasn't even 90, 91, somewhere around there. I've been doing, we was doing it Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, free on the bell tower right there in the cabin. I've been doing this. What you see is just all the stuff I gave away. It's coming back. We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. Somebody gave you a guarantee, $30, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, if you don't make what they told you was going to make, in 30 days you got an attitude, you want your money back. But you've never demanded your money back from yourself. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time? You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. Change and I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me, and I said I'm gonna grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day. And if you create a culture of losing, if you keep being a victim, if you keep letting losing happen to you, if you keep letting people do you and treat you any kind of way, it's going to become a culture. I have standards. I have values. I don't care how much you pay me. If I speak at an elementary school for $300, I chose to do that. You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. Those of you with dreams and goals, I want you to be honest with me. 7 days of the week, 7 days of the week, you can honestly say as it relates to your goals, beast mode. You give 120%. Every single day you get up 120% beast mode. Greatest feeling in the world, guys. The greatest feeling in the world is execution. The greatest feeling in the world is doing what you said you were going to do. There's no greater feeling in the world. I need you to do me a favor. When you leave, I need you to be honest with yourself. I need you to be transparent. I need you to say, in my dreams, I'm beast mode. I'm about to gap. So people like, E.T., how many hours do you study Les Brown? How many hours do you study Jim Rohn? How many hours do you study Les Brown? Listen to me, guys. I try to be as transparent as possible. 0. Where does your inspiration come from? Listen to me. The thing that I love about The Lion, and this is why you're at this conference. You understand? This is why I said the process. You got to fall in love with the process. Do you understand that the hunt for a lion begins long before the hunt begins? Do you understand that the hunt for a lion begins by listening? You ever seen lions before? They're kind of playing, doing their thing, having fun, and then all of a sudden, boom, they stop. So what we learn to do as a company is we learn to sit down, and every single video there are comments, and we start reading every single comment, and we start listening to what are they saying, what do they want? What do they want? What videos? I don't know what video to give. I don't know what to say from week to week. But when I started, it was difficult at first. I was trying to come up with content. Then I left content alone and I started listening. Lions have a keener sense. They hear. And I started listening to what people were saying. I said, boom. People started saying, E.T., it's like you're in my living room with me, E. It's like you read my mind, E. I did read your mind. I read your comments. And the problem with a lot of you guys is that what makes your stuff so bland is you're not listening. You don't hear what they want. You're not listening. And so a lot of times when you're going after people to help people, but you're not helping people because you don't even know who you're dealing with. You got a slice idea who you're dealing with, and so you're trying to give something to somebody that they don't want. But when you get to know people, and you get to know people on a very personal and intimate level, born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. And if you would learn to listen more than you talk, you will begin to see zeros add up in your life. You will see commas. And so we don't have to do a whole lot. All we have to do in the world right now is listen. Nine to five is go. And I'll be honest with you, if you know before you get started, you'll be able to do what people who are doing without knowing will never be able to do. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to I need you to hit here. And the lion knows, shh, here comes the gazelles. Everybody take place. You are powerful beyond measure. You feeling me? You are absolutely powerful beyond measure. But you know what the problem is? You haven't activated it. And how do I know? Because so many of you are still operating on average. Average is so average that most people don't even recognize that they're operating in average. We walked for 2 hours, and what did we do for those 2 hours? We dreamed. We talked about what's next. What's next? Is it a TV show? What's next, E? Is it the nonprofit? What's next? And we spent 2 hours of the freshest part of our day dreaming. I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to get so consumed with the money. I need you to get so consumed with college. I need you to get so consumed with the stuff. Listen to me. This is how you do it first. The first thing CJ and I did over 6-7 years ago with no money, no human resources, no building, no funding, no support. The first thing we did was we dreamed. We wrote the dream down. We slept the dream. We ate the dream. We rehearsed the dream. We looked at the dream. We talked about the dream. We slept with the dream. We woke up to the dream. We wore the dream. And now, boom, it's our reality. I used to be average, which is why you didn't know me 6 years ago, which is why you didn't know me 10 years ago. But when I realized that I was powerful beyond measure, that's how you found out who your boy was, and that's how you know what's going on. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You're not where you're supposed to be. Some of you got these dreams of these homes. You got these dreams of these cars. You got these dreams of living this extravagant life, but you average. For some of you, you stop dreaming. You dream for a week and you stop because things around you don't look good. You dream for a month, and when you get hit in the mouth, you quit and you give up. You dream for a while, and when people tell you crazy, and when people tell you stupid, and when people tell you can never get done, you stop dreaming and you go back to knowledge. where you say you're gonna be at the time you say you're gonna be there. Like you're trying to blow out. You're trying to do big things and you can't even keep your word. And I dare you to use your imagination. I dare you when you're broke to use your imagination. I dare you when you're rich to use your imagination. I dare you under every single circumstance. Keep dreaming. Keep looking at your dream. Keep focusing on your dream. Keep going after the dream because that's where true success is. Forget, I was getting on the plane the other day, and the guy came up to me and just started crying. He just grabs my hand, my hand and just stares at me and started crying. Oh, man. He started crying. I'm like, I'm sorry, what happened? He said, give me a minute. So I got this. He said, give me 10 minutes, but I got a plan to catch. He said, oh, you don't understand, you changed my life. I had cancer. And I watch your video, I can, I will, I must, over and over. And every time I went to chemotherapy, I played that in my ear. I can, I will, I must. He said, listen to me, I don't do the celebrity thing, but you're more than a celebrity. You've been in my life for the last 4 or 5 years. You mentored me. You are a mentor, a father figure. I don't even know the guy. But every single Monday. And so what started happening was people started going to work and telling their boss, you may not know E.T., but I know E.T. You need to get, like the boring guy you bring in every year, you need to stop bringing him in. You need to bring E.T. in. At 5 years, I began to build a tribe. I began to build a community. Those of you who know anything about basketball in the United States, there was a guy once named Michael Jordan. And when Michael Jordan, at the end of the year, he would win what's called the shooting contest. And so throughout the whole year, he might have averaged 32 points. He had the most points of any other basketball player as it relates to points in the game. If you paid close attention, the guy that was in second place might have averaged 30 points, and the guy under him might have averaged 29 points. Listen to me, this is important. But because Michael Jordan scored 32, he made millions more than everybody else because he was the top as it relates to scoring. For those of us who know about the game of basketball in America, for each shot is worth 2 points. So in actuality, Michael Jordan only scored one more, possibly, and I don't think he did, 2 more baskets a game than the average person, but this guy was a millionaire and made more money than anybody else because of one shot. I need you to understand this. He was known around the world as one of the most popular athletes in the world, has made more money hand over foot than any athlete in the world. Why? Not because he made 10 more shots. Not because he made 5 more shots. The guy only made 1 or 2 more shots a game over the course of his career than everybody else, and he's better, makes more money, lived a better life than everybody because he sacrificed enough to get those 1 or 2 shots. And I'm telling you, you're not where you want to be financially, and it's not going to take 20 shots. You're not where you want to be in your marriage, and it's not going to take 20 shots. You are not where you want to be in your personal life. You are not the person you want to be, and it's not going to take you 20 shots. For some of you, it's 1 more shot. For some of you, it's 2 more shots, and you have not given yourself enough credit to say, I just need to get up a half hour earlier, and my whole life will change. I just need to get up 1 hour early. I just need to work 1 hour longer. You stop hitting that snooze button. If you were to make that one change, that one sacrifice, you would stop dreaming and start living it. It is literally at the darkest moment, right, when it dawns. You don't really even get to the next level to your darkest moments. One of the things that I think is important is that a lot of you young people, you're going this route and you like, I don't see it. You're not supposed to see it. Like you're supposed to stay focused on what you focus on, and when you get to where you get to, you'll understand why you were doing this in the first place. It is literally at the darkest moment. So that's why I'm saying stop tripping when it get dark and you running. You're running from your success. I never quit because I realized, like, why would you do something for 10 years then quit? Why would you do something for 11 years then quit? So for a lot of you, if you was gonna quit, you should have quit when you put your first grand in it. You like 20,000 deep now. You like 9,800 hours deep into it. It only takes 10,000 hours. It is not the darkest moment that's the problem. You the problem, and your perspective is the problem. You thought you was just gonna have a dream and a goal, and you was just gonna wake up and just walk into the sunset. You're like, dream, boom. It don't work like that. You have a dream, and then life pumps you. Life pumps you and say, do you really want this? I'm gonna give your wife MS. Do you really want this? 5 of your aunts gonna die of cancer. Do you really want this? You gonna lose friends. Do you really want this? Your mama gonna be pissed when you write the book about your family. Do you really want this? Do you really want this? Cousins gonna abandon you. People that you used to be like this with gonna think you bougie and don't wanna deal with you. It's a part of it, but I paid too much. If I was gonna quit, I would have quit in the abandoned building when I wanted to commit suicide and take my life. And I don't talk about that because I don't want to get nobody ideas. I should have quit when I heard my voice say, your mama don't want you, your own daddy don't want you, take your life. I got got through that. So why I'm gonna quit over a grade, a F on a grade? Why would I quit because I didn't do well on the master's degree? Come on. And so I'm telling y'all, you have come too far to quit now. You have invested too much to quit now. You have lost too much to quit now. Get a reward for your pain. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. Get a reward for it. And guess what? People rock with me because I know what you've been through and I didn't quit. I know what you've been through and I didn't stop. I know what you've been through and I didn't whine. You know what I did? I got my reward for it. And not only did I get a reward for it, my wife got a reward for it. My kids got a reward for it. They're going to live a different life because of what I went through. And had I quit, I would have been just like my father who left me with nothing. I'd have been just like my grandfather who quit. So I've been in circles and in families and environments where people take L's. I don't take L's no more. What is it that you need to be focusing on? And I want you to focus on it 3 times a day. All right? So the thing I need to be focusing on right now is not having a say or a viewpoint. Right? With my wife. No more say. So I got to wake up every morning, afternoon, and night and say, I do not have a say. I do not have a viewpoint. Let me do it over again. You think I'm playing? Because the only time we get into it is when I have a viewpoint. And I grew up thinking I should have a viewpoint. And now I realize the only viewpoint you need to have is for yourself. I done got into it with my wife about my son's wedding. That ain't my wedding. Do whatever you want to do. Why am I even in it? It ain't mine. I ain't got to walk down. I got to do jack. 3-hour debate about it. At the end of the day, she gonna win anyway. So why did I even get bruised to let her have her way? So I wake up every day now. I want you to focus. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I wake up every day, say a soft answer turns away wrath. You do not have opinion. A soft answer turns away wrath. You do not have a say. You will win the war and not the battle. You don't never need to win another battle. Win the war. What's the war? My son's getting married. What's the war? Have enough money for create jobs for my kids. That's the war. What they do with the money, that's their battle. That's not my battle no more. You spend it wisely, that's on you. You blow it, that's on you. Take care of my wife, get her to California. That's the war. The battle is what the house looked like on the inside. That's not my fight. Whatever you want in there, happen. That's up to you. Just if I can get one room where I can put all my football helmets, all the places I spoke, all the paraphernalia, jerseys, signed jerseys, I just need one wall, you have the rest of the house. Why? Because I'd rather for you to have it the way you want it and have a marriage than to have all the rooms look like I have to be by myself. So 3 times a day, I wake up, I promise as soon as I can, you do not have a say. You do not have a viewpoint. The only viewpoint you have is for air. You told yourself to get up at 3, it's 3, get your butt up. You cannot tell nobody else to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't tell nobody else how they need to grind. They grind look like they grind. You can't tell nobody, you need to get up early. Maybe they don't. Who knows? You know what you need to do. You gotta have a say for you. I don't have a say about what my kids do no more. That's something else. They will deal with the consequences of every decision they make. And guess what? When their head get bust up against the wall, guess who they gonna come to for and that's when I can give my view. When you put your energy and focus on what you don't have, when you put it on fears, when you're doing all the negative, I could still be negative with my wife right now. I take ownership. Like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I solve problems. That's what I do. That's what I do for a living. I solve them. So here go another problem. We get into it about stuff that don't even make sense because I got a view, she got a view. I love it. I asked my daughter, I was like, Jada, for real, what you think? How do you? My daughter was like, Dad, Mom got a view, and she a high D. She got a strong view. You ain't about to change her, and you got a view, and that's the problem. She got a view, you got a view. So I looked at it as when you go, Carl, can you go back to the graph? I want to show y'all something. This is why this thing is so deep, right? When you go back to this graph, that's my wife, 99.99. My wife is a high D and a high C. As a high D and as a high C, what you'll learn about my wife is that she's not even wired to change. Now, hear me, I'm telling you, when I study, I study. My wife does not have the capacity as a D to change. What actually makes her strong is that she does not change. That's her strength. So why am I asking her to change when my wife ain't even the one that like to do assessments? She's like, I don't need none of that junk, I'm sweet. So God was like, she don't even have the capacity to change. You are high I. You have the capacity to change. I wired you to change. I wired you to compromise. I didn't wire her to compromise. Let me say that because somebody's feelings getting hurt right now. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm the boat, my wife's the anchor. You don't want the anchor moving. You don't want the anchor to move. If you the boat, you make the if you the boat, you turn. You don't ask the anchor to move because if the anchor moves, you're not gonna get nowhere. So by looking at the test, I realized my wife don't have no I, no S. She does not have the capacity to change. When she says something, she has thought it through so well that's why she thought it through, because she thought it through. She legitimately sat there and thought it through, and she came up with the best scenario, and so she's like, this is where we're going with. But watch this. When I bought the house, she's so D, because you get the D's confused. She's so D that she knew, I don't need to deal with that. You deal with that. Success is an obligation. Responsible. What did I tell you? I'm responsible for my wife's health. I'm responsible for the home. Listen to me, my wife ain't never do nothing with my kids in school. She was like, you take that. I was so dumb. I didn't even realize she was giving me stuff. I'm just being real. When you're stuck on stupid, you don't even see it. She said on the podcast, sometimes when you're so close to a thing, you can't even see it. Sometimes when you're so close to a thing and people trying to tell you, you can't see it because you're too close to it. And I dare you to study. And we don't want to study because we don't want to discover what we need to change. Invest money. Read and study. Guys, I got my PhD, master's degree, 4-year degree. Let me tell you what school did. Everybody like, you don't need to go to school. Some of us need to go to school. Why? Because I never knew how to read and study. We all have 24 hours. All right? What makes some of us average, makes some of us good, some of us great, is not the family you was born into. Right? It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with your socioeconomic status. It has everything to do with how you command your life. So if you have a bad day, which is no such thing of, it doesn't exist. You had a bad moment and you were so immature that you let that moment dictate the rest of your day. Right? And y'all not kids no more. I don't do elementary school. Right? I don't do elementary school because they really, a fifth grader, if I'm talking to a third grader, fourth grader, fifth grader, kindergartner, I don't care what I tell them, they're not at a place of maturity where they can switch their mindset. They're kids, you grown. And some of you are grown, but you're still a child. And you brag about how you're an adult. You're only an adult because of your age. You're not an adult because you command your life. You're an adult because of your age. And that's not what makes adulthood. You're not an adult because you are 18 years old, you're 25, 26. If you still kept catching temper tantrum, you still getting attitude, that means you're not an adult in that area. That means that particular area controls you. Right? You almost got into a car accident over with. Car accident been over with 10 hours ago, you still pissed about it. Or you got into it with your friend. That happened 2 days ago and y'all still not talking. That's immaturity. Right? And let me tell you something. You don't know how many days you have. Like, I'm just gonna keep it 100. You don't know how many days you have left. You don't want to be wasting days. Like, you're not God. Like, you don't create. You can't wake yourself up. You don't know how many days you have left. You can't be playing with the days you have on foolishness. So you have to learn how to control yourself. Right? And so y'all know my circumstances. I'm not here because I'm sweet. I'm here because one day I was like, yo, you need to get control of this, bro. You need to get control of your life. You do not have control. You watch a dog on TV playing video games and you should be out here grinding. So there are people all the day, people at ET, bro, you do not want to be me. You're not ready for this grind, bro. Some of you can show up when you're at home, when you go on the road, you struggle, meaning that when things are going the way you want, you cool, but when it rains, you got to grow up. Your body does not control you. If I got to get up early in the morning and get the money, I'm a morning person. If I got to go play somebody in their hometown and they got home for the bank, I'm about to come bring the heat. Like, listen to me, like, you got to stop playing. So most of you, what happens is when everything is favorable, you a beast. Make sure you understand what I'm saying. When everything is favorable, meaning like whatever conditions you like, when those conditions are right, you a beast. But when the conditions ain't right, you get smacked in the face. You got to grow up. You got to be a morning person, afternoon person, night person. You got to be at home person, on the road person. You got to be when you feel good person, when you sick person, when you tired person. I took it offensive. My man looked at me, you tired. I'm like, bro, have you lost your mind? I'm about to kill it. I had to do back-to-back speeches, 4 o'clock to 5. Then they wanted me to wait till 8 to start again. I had to sit there for 3 hours and wait and came like, let's go. Each one of us, the things that you don't have control over is the things that's keeping you from being sweet. And at what point are you going to fight against that nature in you that you know? So if I was to ask most of you, you already know what your challenge is. You ain't dumb. You know what it is. You just don't fight it. And I'm challenging you to fight it. And the only reason you're having a bad day is because of what you're thinking about. Now, I read something that said that the human brain is phenomenal and it can think like of 1,000,000 and something different things, right? It's explosive. But the one thing it cannot do is it cannot think of 2 ideas at the exact same time. It does not have the capacity to think of 2 things at once. Now, it has the capacity in an hour to think about a whole bunch of stuff, but at one particular moment, it cannot think about more than one thing. So if you're having a bad day or having a bad moment, it means you're probably focusing on what? Whatever that bad thing is, that's what you're focusing on. That's why your life messed up, because you focus on the stuff that's wrong. You're not putting the same energy on what's right. And it's just weird how we are as humans. We notice the bad and we talk about the bad, but we don't notice the good and talk about the good. We don't harp on the goods. And that's what you do wrong. You focus so much on the negative that you forget all the positive. And then when you do think about the positive, you're not putting the energy in the positive like you put in the negative. So it's no secret. You are where you are because you focus on stuff you ain't got no business focusing on.